topic for the first half is going to be calculating future times and Python calendar. So in order to start off with this, let's import datetime and time delta from datetime module. So time delta can be used to retrieve or to access future or past times. And we're going to also import calendar. I'm going to assign a variable now, which we also used in the previous video, where to get the present time. So suppose you have a test date which is 4 days from now and you want to retrieve the date of that particular test date. So we're gonna assign a variable test date, and we're gonna use now dot date plus time delta, so days equal to 4. So when you print test date, see here you can see that the date which is today, the present date is 6 4. So it's of 6th of April 2021. So the 4 days from the present date is going to be 10th of April 2021. So this is how you can use time delta to get a future date, and you can also retrieve a past date by just suppose you had a test like 2 weeks from now. So can name it as last test and just say now dot date, and instead of adding we can subtract time delta and say weeks equal to 2. So when we print last test, we can see that it retrieves a date which is 2 weeks before the present date. Here it's printing the date to be 23rd of March 2021. So we can check by using an if or else statement, saying that whether this comparison is actually working true or not. In order to check that, we will just have a print statement saying if test date is is greater than the last test, so we gonna check a comparison between them and say comparison works, else I'm gonna print it doesn't work. So we're gonna just print this and we're gonna say that it shows that comparisons work. You can see that date of the test date is actually in the later date than to the last test, which is of 23rd March 2021, which is a past date, and here test date is a future date. So hence in this if else statement it's going to print comparison works. So next we are going to look into the Python calendar and we're going to do some examples on Python calendar. Let us say our variable cal1 is calendar dot month, and we want to retrieve a particular month from a year, the calendar of that per month in a year. Let us say the year to be 2010 and our month which is 7th, which can be taken as July. So we want to retrieve the calendar for the month July of 2010. So when we print calendar 1, it's going to print out a calendar of the particular month which we had stated earlier, which is of 7th, which is July of 2010. So here you can see the entire calendar which has been represented in the month of 2000, month of July. So now let us take a variable to be calendar 2, and if you want to check which weekday is a particular day in a month in the particular year. For example, let us take the same year 2010 and the same month 7, and let us say our date to be 9th of July 2010. So we want to know which weekday is 9th of July 2010. So let's print cal2. So here it says 4. So the analogies here in Python calendar is that um, Monday is signified with 0. It's similar to indexing. So Tuesday equal to 1, and so on. So here in this case we can see that it is 4. So 4 is nothing but it's gonna be Friday. So here Monday is 0, Tuesday is 1, Wednesday is 2, Thursday is 3, and Friday is 4. You can also check for another date. For example, let us say 15th. 15th of July 2010. So here it shows 3. So we can check like Monday is 0, Tuesday is 1, Wednesday is 2, and Thursday is 3. So here in this case, 15th of July 2010, it happens to be a Thursday. In previous case, we got 9th of July to be a Friday, which is the 4th. According to this analogy, it is 4th, nothing but Friday. So now next we're gonna check whether a given year is a leap year or not. So in order to do that, we're gonna use calendar dot is leap uh, statement to check whether a given year is a leap year or not. So in this case, we're gonna input the year 1999 and check whether the given year is leap year. So yeah, we're gonna get as false because 1999 is not a leap year. So let us take a leap year and check whether it works out. So in this case, I will chip in the next following year to 1999, which is nothing but 2000. Yeah, in this case, yeah, 2000 is of course a leap year, so it prints out the statement to be true. So next, the next topic we are going to look into is how to create a timer with the time module. So here we're going to import time. So how this timer is going to work is that, you know, as a typical stopwatch starts with 0, and we're going to stop it until the point we want it to stop. So in order to know when we have to start and stop, you're going to assign a particular variable for start and stop. So let us say a variable to be run. I'm going to input start. So it's going to start from a particular 0. So it's initially it has to start from 0, and then we're going to stop until a point where we want it to stop. So in this case, let us take we wanted to stop it at 30. So it's going to start seconds. We'll start from the 0th second, and we're going to iterate using a if loop and say run is equal to s. So it will only run and start only if your statement, if you're going to input it as to be yes, otherwise it will not run. So we're going to say yes, and we're going to use a while loop saying seconds not equal to 31. So we are going to iterate it until 0 to 30 seconds. So the next integer next to 30 is 31. So we're going to iterate it until 31, 30. So print. So each time it goes on, it will keep on incrementing one by one. And so seconds and time dot sleep. So 1 second. So 1 second delay between each print statement, each count. So there's a 1 second delay between each iteration. So 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So there's a 1 second delay between those iterations. And next, we're going to increment seconds each time with 1. So we're going to start with 0. So it's not going to work. So here if you have to see that we have to give the statement to be yes, only then it will start running. So if you give it an yes, it will start running. So there's a 1 second delay between it. So it keeps on running